He's gonna unearth his leveler, which is fine. You gonna blow up my Celestis now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see. Well, let's resolve white mana from it. Yeah.
So in today's video, I want to take a look at blue-white control. And this is a new shell that I've been seeing here and there. It utilizes all the same usual suspects you expect to see in a blue-white deck. Loads of counter spells, removal spells, board wipes, that kind of thing, and usually one big game-ending win condition. So, and this deck is really no different. It's like it runs all the same stuff you usually expect to see, with a couple differences, mainly in the card Deduce. It is a new draw spell from mtga that leaves behind a clue token, and that token can be utilized as a leveraging point for another spell that I'll show you in a few minutes. Also, the win condition for this deck is Horrid Block Whale, a card from Wilds of Eldraine that I really enjoy playing with myself. So I was pretty happy to see this in this list. So that's enough talking. Let's go take a look at the deck, and we'll see what exactly this deck has in store for us.
So here we are with the deck tech, and taking a cursory glance at this deck, it looks like any ordinary blue-white control deck. You've got March of Otherworldly Light as a versatile removal spell that's just spot removal. You have a new card here in Deduce. This is for 1 and a blue. It is an instant that says draw a card and investigate. What investigate does is it leaves behind a clue token, and the clue token itself can be used to sacrifice and draw a card. So in effort, this turns into pay 4 mana, draw 2 cards. So in the long run, it's not as good as something like Divination, where it's just 2 colorless and a blue to draw 2 cards. But this one allows you to split the cost across multiple turns. So in that way, it's a little bit more versatile. But in another way, and this is one of my favorite things about this deck, is that it's running Disruption Protocol. Disruption Protocol reads, for 2 blue mana, instant, as an additional cost to cast this spell, tap an untapped artifact you control, or pay 1. Counter target spell. So basically, if you have the clue token on the table, you can use it and tap it to cast Disruption Protocol for only 2 blue mana, effectively making it into an old school counter spell. Really, really cool. I like that a lot. I like having ways to leverage otherwise useless tokens, and Disruption Protocol does that very well. Next up, we have 4 copies of No More Lies, another new card from MKM. This one reads, for a white and a blue, counter target spell unless its controller pays 3 colorless. So basically a mana leak. If the spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. So a fantastic counter spell. It removes the card from the game completely, so like no chance for graveyard shenanigans, and it's really well costed. I like this card a lot. Next up, we have Temporary Lockdown. This is one you probably are used to seeing, especially if you are on the receiving end of it. You're playing a aggressive deck. Temporary Lockdown is really strong in the current meta right now, just because it completely sucks up all of like the turns 1 through 3 aggressive decks. And it says 1 colorless, 2 white. Enchantment. When Temporary Lockdown enters the battlefield, exile each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less until Temporary Lockdown leaves the battlefield. Now, this is a little bit of a non-bow with the clue token that comes out from Deduce, but it's not so much of a detriment that you wouldn't want to play this card anyways. And at only 3 mana to wipe the board, in most cases, pretty strong. We're also running 2 copies of the Celestis, which unfortunately... Oh, yeah, actually, never mind. Temporary Lockdown sucks up everything at 2 mana or less. The Celestis is 3 mana, so it's safe from Temporary Lockdown. And also, you can tap this to help pay for Disruption Protocol. Then we have Wandering Emperor. Everybody knows her. 4 copies of Memory Deluge, really, really strong draw card. 3 copies of Sunfall. Everyone should know this card by heart by now. And here is our big fat win condition, the Horned Lock Whale. I like this because of its versatility. You can play the adventure early to give you some stall and help you get to the late game. And you can play the big side, the creature side of it, at instant speed. You can plop this down at the end of your opponent's turn. If your opponent doesn't do anything that you need to react to on that turn because, say, for example, you're holding up a bunch of mana and you're representing counterspells, your opponent might be too afraid to put something out in fear of you counterspelling it. Well, you can use that to your advantage and drop a Horned Lock Whale at the end of your opponent's turn, and then start swinging with it on your turn. It's a really, really strong card. I like this guy a lot. And I'm glad to see him being used in more decks lately. And then in the mana base is things you might expect. Iganjo, a couple plains, a couple islands, Otawara, Adakar Waste, Deserted Beach. Meticulous Archive is a new card from the newest set, and it's a surveil land. You can tap for either of your relevant colors, and when it comes in, you surveil for 1. Pretty good. And then we have Restless Anchorage. This is the white and blue manland that came out of Eldraine. Or not Eldraine, Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And it's honestly one of the better ones because it creates map tokens. And the map tokens can be used immediately to make the Restless Anchorage bigger, or you can use it to power Disruption Protocol. Pretty good. Then we got Seachrome Coast, a single Field of Ruin. Actually, nope, never mind. There are 3 Field of Ruins in this deck. One just happens to have different art than the others. And then we have 3 copies of the Mirex. Mirex is a card that I think should be in almost every control deck, just because it gives you a way to generate creatures when you are in a stalemate situation. Pretty good. Now, this deck did come with a sideboard, and since we typically focus on best of 1 on this channel, you can omit this information over here, but this deck does come with a fully loaded sideboard in case you want to play it in best of 3. So, and that sideboard is 3 copies of Doorkeeper Thrall, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Negates, 2 Unlicensed Hearse. This card is criminally undergraded. I love this card. 3 copies of Knockout Blow. This is a card that I usually shove into my white-based control decks just because of the fact that it's really good against red. And then we have a 4th Temporary Lockdown, a single copy of Jace, the Perfected Mind. There he is. And another copy of Sunfall. So, good options to bring in against other control decks and other aggressive decks as well. So it's a pretty good spread on the sideboard. So, aside from that, that's pretty much the deck. It's a dyed-in-the-wool blue-eye control deck. So let's take it out there onto the ladder and see how it does. And I'll come back and talk to you later with my post-game feelings on the deck. Okay, so this is a really bad hand. It has nothing useful except for March of Otherworldly Light. So we're going to mulligan that. All right. That is an almost identical hand. We'll keep 6. Alright, so we're going to add red-green to start with here. A lot of colorless land here. Armored Scrap Gorger. Alright. No, we can't really do that yet. We gotta wait. There we go. Prevent that ramp a little bit. It is the dinosaur deck. Should have known. Put that away. Alright. And you really do not want me counterspelling dinosaurs. I wonder why they didn't do anything with their lore keepers. Wow, 3 of 4 on the Ixali's lore keeper. Pass. Okay, don't know why you're not doing anything with them. Let's see. Honestly, just give me those two. Let's see here. Go play the Ganjo. Play the Celestis. And then we just say go. Yeah, end turn. Or maybe they realize that I have that that anchorage over there and they don't want to attack into it. That could probably be it. Resolve. That really sucks. May not be able to cancel Atali, but I can cancel my own spell. It's not going to be useful to me. Let's see. Mana cost is 7. Jesus, he's so big. I don't want to bounce him because he'll get another usage off of it. I can't remove it with March. Man, this sucks. We're taking a real big hit next turn. Take action. Yeah, another land. Pass. Yep. Pass. Pass. Ow. One, two, 3 green for a Topiary Stomper. Alright. Resolve. So I need to cast Memory Deluge in hopes of finding a board wipe. None of those are board wipes. Alright, give me that and that. Just play Otawara. Gosh. This is a fine pickle we're in, aren't we? Perfect. Totally down for that. I'm more than happy to see you use all your mana. Let's see. We're gonna use this here. This doesn't have any kind of... No, okay. Wandering Emperor will come in and eliminate the other.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you. This is what
All right,
you get
my
for
turn.
hurting my people.
There you are. Let's see here. Let's activate this so I have something to put a +1 counter on.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Let's see. We got 4 mana left available. Well, 5 actually. Yeah, we'll use 1 to have this explore. Perfect. Keep it right there. Yep. Pass. You wanna fight my emperor, huh? You know what? I'm okay with that. I would rather cast Memory Deluge this turn.
Back to wandering.
Waiting for you to pass the turn. Brotherhood's End. Destroy all artifacts of mana 3 or less. Alright, well, what I can do is cast Memory Deluge right now. Give me that and that. Here we go. That makes things a little bit more manageable. Watch him drop another Itali right now. That'd be so hilarious. Great, huh? Yep, sure. Oh, he's coming at me. Yeah, mana cost is 0. It's a good way to get rid of manlands. Mono white land destruction. How do you like that? Invasion of Zendikar. You got it. Go get your lands. Alright, end of turn, I'm going to cast Deduce. Okay. Alright, my turn. Map token. Boom, boom. Alright, got ourselves a land. End turn. Take action. Discard that. Actually, discard the Field of Ruin. Actually, no. Yes, because we have 2 Field of Ruin on the table right now. So, you can discard that. Okay. No. You know? Take 4, I guess. I don't have to answer every threat. Leveler, huh? Okay, well, let's go ahead and animate this. Those are clue tokens. Alright, you go to 3. End turn. Okay, he's gonna unearth his leveler, which is fine. Alright, you gonna blow up my Celestis now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see. Well, let's resolve white mana from it. Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 lands. No, actually, no. Only 2 lands. That's a No More Lies. Restless Anchorage and Mirex. But we have a lot of removal, though. Do we risk it? Do we risk it for the biscuit? I think we risk it. Maybe. What are you whining about? Alright, it's mono red again. It's always mono red. Oh, it's not mono red this time. This time it's Rakdos. Oh, for Mirrodin, huh? I'm going to pay 1 just to get rid of that token. There you go. Now you can't attack. Alright. We didn't miss the land drop. That was very important. So we might be still in this. Oh, Gleeful Demolition. Let's go ahead and play the Seachrome Coast. I'm going to chill for a moment. I'm still at 20, so I don't really need to blow up the world just yet. Take 3. Alright, it doesn't do anything, so my turn. Alright, we get the wastes. I'm going to give him 1 more turn. Pass. 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 Alright. Alright, he's still not doing anything, so I'm going to play the Wandering Emperor. Try and goad something out of his hand there. So I'm going to go -2.
Then guide it like water.
There you go. That's what I wanted to see.
I guess that's that.
There we go.
My judgment is fine.
Okay. So, he only has 2 left there. If I animate this, animation costs only 3, so it's 1, 2, 3. An attack with that, that'll still leave 2 mana open for No More Lies. So yeah, we can attack. Alright, get another land. Alright, we take 2. Another Barbed Batter Fist. Interesting. Alright, it resolves. Alright. Let's Meticulous Archive. Put that away. Let's see. I'm going to Temporary Lockdown. Force him to do something. I don't see any manlands on that side of the table either. Alright, by the Deserted Beach. Activate Restless Anchorage. Next. All attack. Smack him for 2. Cool. This is such a slow to win deck. And I get the feeling like he's just terrified to play anything. Because I keep leaving my mana open. That's fine. Keep that right there. End turn. Like, I'm waiting to like see him just drop something huge, but he's not really acting. I do love the Explore mechanic. It is a really good mechanic. Alright, end of turn. Memory Deluge. Give me another No More Lies and a Mirax. I can see right there. Enter. You're gonna have to do something, man. You got 6 cards in hand and tons of mana. Sure, I guess. I don't know what the deal is there. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We got a Restless Anchorage and a Seachrome Coast. So we got a fast land and a tapped land. So we'll keep this, play the tapped land first, and put the Seachrome Coast out second. Hit him with the hello. Alright, looks like we're up against red-blue to start with, at the very least. Oh, yeah, we're still going to play the tapped land first. I don't suspect us needing the 2 mana like immediately. Okay, so we're up against some kind of okay, I know what this is. Yeah. Alright. Well, at least now we know what to expect and what we need to be countering for. Enter. Yeah, a lot of surveil lands, so I'm expecting this to be a reenact the crime deck. Which, on its own, is a really fun deck, just saying. Yep, see, there's the Conspiracy Unraveler. I know exactly what this deck is. So we know exactly what we need to counter for. Logi Archaeologist. Yeah, sure. And there's our big boy that we want to make sure to reanimate. It's our big reanimate target. Alright, let's play an Attic Our Waste and end the turn. What's he got in that graveyard? Logi, Conspiracy. Okay. Timed Explosion. Alright, go for it. Draws 2 cards. Too bad Ill-Timed Explosion is a sorcery. It'd be great if that was an instant speed card. Yep. Alright, you get it. Alright, end of turn. I'm just gonna activate this and draw a card. Alright, my turn. Restless Anchorage or Mirax? I think we're gonna go with the Mirax. We need to start pumping out tokens. Yeah, end turn. Let's see. Let's get rid of the Seachrome Coast. Got so many lands. Repository Scab. Exploit. When Scab exploits a creature, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. You gonna exploit? He exploited the Scab to get back Ill-Timed Explosion. Okay. Pass. Alright, end of turn. Mirax token. Oh, there's my whale. I love my whale. Let's play the Restless Anchorage first. We'll attack for 1. Give him a little poison counter. So he's at 6 mana so far, so he's 1 off from casting. Oh, okay, sure. He's 1 off from casting the this card, Breach the Multiverse. Okay, so he wants to play it. Yeah. Do we want to use this? Nah, I don't think so. I think we'll get a little too much use out of that. Out of like reusing the card. Alright, end of turn. Make a token. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Play the Adakar Waste. Now, I don't think we want to start like animating our guy just yet. Let's see, what's the cost there? It's 3. Yeah. We'll wait. Yeah, we will not be attacking just yet. Alright, there we go. And exile that spell as well. Make sure you can't cast it anymore. Pass. Pass. Alright. And turn. Make another. Oh look, another Mirex. That's pretty cool. No attacks just yet. We'll wait until we can overwhelm them. Oh, look who that is. Actually, cancel that. Let's do that because they're tapped out anyways. You know what? You can put it on top or bottom of his library. You put it on the bottom. Okay. Then also, you pay 2. Submit 0. Get rid of that. I'm just getting rid of that so I have a clear path to apply poison counters. Hey, it's Deduce. And another Mirex. Bing bing. I think I could make like 2 more Mirex tokens this turn. Provided they don't do anything silly. Alright. Resolve. Wow. 2 more ill-timed explosions. That's funny. Alright, wants to play it. Resolve. Does he discard something? Did. Alright, so it's gonna blow up the world. Totally fine with me. Alright, and a turn. Make that. And also we'll deduce. Ooh, Sunfall. Play Adakar Waste. Ow. And turn. I'm seeing a distinct lack of counterspells on their end. I wonder if they just don't have enough space to fit counterspells in their deck because they're trying so hard to be combo. Because, like, I know this deck, and this deck doesn't really have a whole lot of wiggle room. I'll just pay the 3 to counterspell that. Alright. And a turn. And also draw a card. Nice. That is what I like to see. Alright. 1 more turn, we got it. Wait, ill-timed explosion again? Okay. Yep, they're gone. Okay, that's a good game. Alright, end a turn. Make a Mirex token. Make a Mirex token. My turn. Our turn, we animate the Restless Anchorage. and we win the game. Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. No counterspells makes it difficult to beat a deck with counterspells. Okay, so we played our games, and I am back with a post-game wrap-up. We played a handful of best of one, so the sideboard did not really come into effect here. So I will give my thoughts on best of one gameplay. March of Otherworldly Light is a fantastic card, not because of the fact that it gets rid of creatures, but the fact that it is a versatile removal spell. It can exile artifacts, creatures, or enchantments with mana value X or less. So the fact that you have that versatility of card types that you can target with this makes it really, really strong. I like this card a lot. Deduce was surprisingly better than I expected it to be. Like, it usually came down on turn 2 at the end of my opponent's turn when I didn't have to counterspell something. The clue token was almost always relevant in every game, especially because we're playing Disruption Protocol. No More Lies is probably one of the best cards to come out of MKM. It's just really versatile and a really good counterspell in the early game. I'm really happy this exists. Temporary Lockdown, fantastic card. I can't say enough good things about this. In a meta that is so dominated by fast aggro decks, I mean, you can definitely do worse than Temporary Lockdown. 2 Celestis, I like it. I like having 2 Celestis. I might probably drop it down to a 1 of just because it's legendary. And the ramp isn't really that necessary in a deck like this when like your top end tops out at 6 mana. You're not really going into 7 or 8 mana with this deck. So it is good, and the card draw that it offers is fantastic, but it's not like a selling point of the deck. Wandering Emperor, always great. Never a bad time when I see the Wandering Emperor on top of my deck. Memory Deluge, again, great card. If I could run 5 of them, I would. Sunfall, fantastic removal spell. And the Hordlock Wheel did exactly what I expected it to do. It's just a great game-ending card. You don't even really need it to have flying or evasion of any type. It's just a really strong card in a deck like this. And the adventure side of this card is almost always relevant. I mean, you're never having a bad time with this card. And aside from that, can't really speak on the sideboard, like I mentioned earlier, but I will mention in the mana base. Mana base is a little heavy on comes into play tapped lands, so I'm not too happy with that. Might want to move the numbers around a little bit on that. But the Restless Anchorage is a great win condition on a land. Just having access to a 2/3 with flying that has the ability to make itself bigger with map tokens is a really, really great card. And this paired with the Mirrex, like, you probably don't even really need to play creatures in this deck, because like you can just win off of your lands because you're stalling out your opponent so hard. But the Hordlock Whale, primo win condition, love it. So yeah, this is probably a deck that I would want to tinker with a little bit more and try out maybe some other win conditions as well. Like, one card that I really have my eye on that I want to make use of, let's bring it up. I want to build a version with this, Ezram the Agency Chief, because this guy is only 1 less mana. However, it does not have flash and it does not have ward, but it comes down 1 turn earlier, and it's a 5/5 flyer, and when it comes in, it investigates twice. So that also is kind of playing in with our clue token theme here. And it has an ability of 1 and sacrifice an artifact. So it doesn't have to be a clue. It can be any artifact. You can sacrifice the Celestis if you want to, or you can sacrifice your Mirrex tokens because they are artifact creature tokens. So you can sacrifice one of those to give Ezram the ability of your choice between Vigilance, Lifelink, and Hexproof. So I really want to build a version of this deck utilizing that card. So keep your eye open. You might see that coming pretty soon. So, yep, there it is. That's the deck. This gets my stamp of approval. Like, I'm a control player at heart, and this deck made me happy. So I'll I'll put the link to the deck list in the description box down below so you can take a look at it yourself. And now that you've seen it, go play some games. Take care of yourselves.